8 years ago, I put these disc brakes on, and it's time for an upgrade. Welcome back to the garage, the place where we are making your Bronco your dream Bronco. Hey, if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe as I'm putting out how-to videos for the weekend mechanic and just talking the Bronco entertainment for the Bronco community. Today what we're talking about is upgrading your brakes on your early Bronco. All right, now if you get to this point and you're like, what in the world, how does this come out? So right on the inside here, there's a snap ring that is in a grooved channel. So you actually have to pull that snap ring out and then this entire assembly will come out. Slide the spindle bellow seal onto the axle shaft and around the lip of the axle shaft. Then slide the spindle thrust washer onto the axle shaft with the tapered edge facing the spindle bellow seal. Then insert the spindle bearing seal into the back of the spindle. Slide the spindle onto the axle shaft. Then slide the black caliper bracket and the caliper support plate onto the spindle and line up the holes and tighten it down. Then secure the aluminum caliper bracket to the black caliper bracket. All right, so the next part is a little tricky to see, so I'll explain it here first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide my hub and rotor on, and my hub already has the greased bearing in it with the seal behind it. So I'm gonna slide that on, and then next I'm gonna slide on this bearing. Now this bearing is going to hold the hub and rotor in place. The next part, I'm going to grab my lock nut, and you want to grab the lock nut that has the little nipple on it. Then you're going to reach into the hub and screw on this spindle lock nut using your Dana 44 spindle socket. You're going to screw this on, and you'll torque this down to about 50 foot-pounds. Now, a good rule of thumb is if you tighten this down to 50 foot-pounds, then you want to loosen it 90 degrees. So that's 90 degrees right there. So that just gives you a little bit of play with the hub assembly if you do that. Then the next part is you're going to install the washer. Now these holes on the washer need to line up with this nipple, and there's a channel here on the spindle. You can't see it, but it's underneath right there. So the channel is going to go, and boom, man, I've never had that happen while I'm trying to do this for real, but that washer and the nipple need to line up. And then your final step is going to be putting the last lock nut in place, and you're gonna tighten this one down to 90 foot-pounds, and that's gonna go on like that. So then tighten that down to 90 foot-pounds, and then this is built. The reason I'm doing this outside of here because all of this is gonna be in the hub, and it's actually gonna be really hard to see when I do it for real. With the hub and rotor on, prepare the calipers by pressing the brake pads in. Then slide the calipers on the rotor and tighten down, and attach the brake hose. Finally, install your locking hubs.
I've actually had these on here for a little bit, but I was making this video and it reminded me of something. So on these brake calipers, there are 2 sets of bleeder valves. So when you're bleeding your whole system after putting these on, you actually need to start with the outside bleeder valve and then bleed the inside bleeder valve for each of the calipers. But I've had these on now for a couple months and they're really great. I'm enjoying them, and I ended up going with the Method bead grips, and really have enjoyed having those. 17-inch wheel, 35-inch tire, looks awesome. And right now what I'm actually doing is swapping out my shocks for the Bilstein dual reservoir. I think these are the 5160s. So it's looking good, but this kit is great. All right, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.